Hello, Phil Swann here with another episode of Together, where we look at well-being, good mental health, and the Christian hope. If you saw the last episode of Together, you'll know that we've begun to look at the subject of resilience. Now, resilience is one of those words which you probably hear people talk a lot about, but maybe you wonder what it is. Well, simply, resilience is the ability to face and experience difficulty, and yet at the same time, to keep going when things are difficult. Now, I recognize that that isn't always easy. And sometimes we may hit things in life that can almost overwhelm us and bring us to a shuddering stop, if not put us very quickly into reverse. Resilience is the ability to push on through the difficulties, to stay focused, and to keep going when life becomes really challenging. And the discipline, really, because ultimately that's what it becomes, of knowing how to change our outlook from something that may appear to be a disaster into something that's an opportunity for growth. Now, there's a phrase that you may have heard people say, and it's simply this: you're stronger than you think you are. You're stronger than you think you are. I think I've mentioned before in these little Together episodes that years ago I used to do a lot of running, and it wasn't anyone chasing me particularly. I was doing it for my health, for my physical health and my mental health, and it was very, very effective. And I got quite serious about it and ran some very long distances in different parts. Well, even went abroad to run. It was a very interesting time. And often what you find in anything that's categorized as an endurance sport, there is always this message: you're stronger than you think you are. You can go further than you think you can go. You can last longer than you think you can. For me, running became a voyage of self-discovery. It was about discovering things about myself more than just competing and getting over the finish line, which was always good fun. But this whole area of you're stronger than you think you are reminds us that the battle so often in resilience is a battle that takes place within your mind, or what we might call self-belief. The challenge to believe that you can do more. The challenge to believe that you can push through the difficulties. Now, the problem with this is that our self-belief is often challenged, and challenged very profoundly, because there will always be voices telling you that you're weak, that you can't do this, that you're no good. And sometimes those voices can be very loud and very destructive. And we can almost live our lives in such a way that we're enslaved to those voices and those ideas. It's no point me trying. I've been here before. I'll only fail. I'll only make a fool of myself. I'm not good enough. I'm not up to it. They become cruel voices. Maybe those voices are because of things in your past, the things you were told as a child or as a young person. Or maybe they're because of things you're being told right now by people who want to limit you and control you ultimately. But the worst voice of all, it's your own voice, which often is the product of the things that other people have said to us. You see, eventually we begin to believe them. And the point of resilience is to challenge this, because the thing with these voices is that invariably what they say to us are not true. You can do it. You can push through. You can get through this challenge. How often do you hear a voice telling you that? Resilience is about disciplining yourself to think in that way. You see, self-belief points us to the reality that beliefs are stronger than the voices. What's the way through this? Maybe right now you're facing a situation where, I don't know, you feel like you've got to quit that job or finish that relationship or give up on those New Year's resolutions that you've tried, and now it's starting to get harder and harder. I don't know what it is, but you've got to the point where you think it's pointless. I'm giving up. How do you push through this? Now, I realize what I'm about to say may be really challenging for some of you, but I want to at least open a door in your thinking to the possibility of how to push through. The first is this: you need to put your fingers in your ears. Don't listen to those voices. Look in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, talk to yourself if you must, but begin by deciding for yourself what you're going to do, not what others have told you is going to happen to you. You make the decision, and then push yourself a little. You're stronger than you think you are. That is absolutely true. You may think that you're really weak and really vulnerable before life, but actually you're not. You're stronger than you think you are. And there's only one way to discover that. Push yourself. Push yourself a little bit this week. Those situations where you feel like giving in to something, maybe breaking your diet or giving in to not going somewhere because it seems a bit difficult. No, push yourself. Honor yourself. You deserve it. Push yourself through. And then as you find you can do more than you thought you could do, celebrate the success. It may be a very little thing and you say, I never thought I could do that. Or I'm glad I did that because I really didn't think I could do it. Celebrate it. You decide, push yourself, and celebrate success. Remember, an inch of progress can overturn years of self-doubt in some circumstances. This is all about making you stronger. Now, you may be familiar, there's a verse in Paul's letter to the Philippians. I think it's very popular with sports people and athletes. And the verse simply says this: I can do everything through him, that is Christ, who gives me strength. Now, it sounds great, doesn't it? But there's actually a context to that. So, for example, I can't say, right, this afternoon I'm going to fly and land a jumbo jet. I wouldn't have a clue what to do, simply by believing that somehow mystically Christ would enable me to do it. No, there's an actual context to those words. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And what is that context? Well, the Apostle Paul, who wrote those words, said this prior to those words, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This is the context. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I have learned the secret of being content. What is that secret? It is as I face the struggles that come my way, whether that's being well-fed or hungry, as he writes there, or living in plenty or in want. Whatever comes my way in life, the stuff that's unavoidable, I know I can get through it because Christ has promised to strengthen me. That's why I can say to you, you're stronger than you think you are. This is the ultimate self-belief. It is belief in ourselves that points us to belief in Christ. Christ is the one who gives us strength. And you're going to get through this week. And you are going to push through. I know it. And you're going to celebrate success because his strength is available to us in all circumstances to face all situations that come our way in the regular flow of life. So look to Christ, ask him for his help, and then decide what you want. Push through and celebrate the success. This is all about making you stronger, and you're going to become stronger. Well, God bless you. I look forward to seeing you in a week's time with another episode of Together.